What's up, everybody? This is Carmine Davis, and you are listening and watching The Carmine Davis Show. What the fuck is up, bitches? We're back. Episode 2 of season 4. I'm just blessed and humble and happy to be here, child. But anyway, welcome back. I'm happy that we're here. I'm happy that you're here. If you're a new subscriber, make sure you guys follow, subscribe, rate, and review this podcast. If you're an old subscriber, make sure you guys comment below. We're doing the Carmine Cash App. Link in the description for the rules and regulations. I was supposed to have that on last week, but just like whatever. But it's up. Okay, click the link and you get a brief description of what you have to do. All you have to do is subscribe to this podcast on YouTube, Apple, or Spotify. All three would be great. Comment, rate, and review this podcast. Leave a positive comment. Instagram.com/ Carmine Davis. Follow us there. Instagram.com/ Carmine Davis Show. And you will enter for a drawing to win between $20 to $200. Now, depending on how great your comment is, how great your review is, how often I see your name will be what decides if you get $20 to $200. Okay, I'm going to bring a wheel to get that cracking next week. Since we just got the rules and regulations, and something happened with the show last week where the show technically was uploaded on Monday, so that threw us off. We're just going to do the contest starting this week, okay? Hopefully our upload is decent enough time so we can actually have a whole week to get people to comment and get this shit cracking, okay? I shouldn't be paying you guys to do it anyway, but I'm going to because I love you guys. I got a little change to spend, and we're going to keep going for 4 weeks after this show. So last week doesn't count. That was a warm-up. This week, it starts, okay? So all you have to do is follow, subscribe, rate, and review this podcast on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, or Apple Podcasts. And make sure you guys go to Instagram.com/ Carmine Davis, Instagram.com/ Carmine Davis Show. I think Instagram.com/ Carmine Davis Show is where my comments are open. Comment on a reel or a post. Let me see your face. The more I enter your name, the more you go into the drawing. For the people who have like different usernames, you just have to let me know what your username is or whatever. And then if I see your username multiple times or know that that's you commenting as like the Sun 69 on YouTube, but your name is Ashley Banks on Instagram, you know, y'all know how y'all do. I will enter, and I'll keep that in mind and give you a bigger cash reward, okay? And I'm cash apping you guys from my Cash App, and I'm a very generous bitch, okay? This contest lasts a month. I can give $200 a week away, okay? But, you know, I'm sure lunch, y'all don't mind me paying for your lunch, right? Like $20 here, $50 here, 80, get your nails done, 150. So the more you guys play, the more I add you guys, okay? So I'm excited about that. It's my first giveaway for the well, no, it's not my first giveaway. But y'all didn't come here for that. Let's get into these hot topics. This first one is from lovebscott.com. Of course, Elon Musk plans on scrapping the block button. One of the most important tools for trust and safety efforts is the block feature, allowing a user to entirely block someone else from following them. Yes, on Twitter X, you can get around this by going incognito mode, but overall, the feature is, I didn't even know that, but overall, the feature is a very useful tool for those being harassed to limit access to their abusers. Elon Musk, however, seems to be going in the other direction. What I'm reading here is, Elon says the ability to block someone will be removed on X except in cases of DMs. So you basically can attack someone publicly, but you can't directly attack them. That's weird. While it can be used for purposes such as cutting off people who disagree with you politically, it has an important role to combat harassment, trolls, and spam, which are significant problems for many users. According to Musk, you will still be able to mute accounts and block the users from DMing. Elon signaled this could be happening back in June. I've been on this I've been on this site, someone tweeted, I've been on this site longer than Elon Musk has, and I've had to block thousands of angry bigots over the years. If Musk ends blocking, it will be open season for hate speech against Black people, women, people of color, LGBTQ people, and others. It will kill Twitter for good. He tweeted, blocking public posts makes no sense. It needs to be deprecated in favor of a stronger form of mute. What? Why mute you when I could just block you? Okay, so this is how I feel about the whole situation. Elon he's bought this whole Twitter. This is why I have not tweeted really much at all. I'm not a big Twitter person. I like Twitter. Sometimes I will get into these modes where I would just tweet. Musk, like, taking over Twitter was political from the beginning. I think Twitter is one of the most powerful tools that we can use as far as politics. A lot of politicians, what's the first thing they do? Hop on Twitter. And I think his aim is to make Twitter a safer place for politics, like, or political figures like Donald Trump to be able to come in and express themselves. They feel like they should be able to say whatever the fuck they want, even the playing field, and be able to express themselves. If they don't like your gay tweet, they feel like they should be able to say it just as well as you're able to say it. Now, this is an interesting concept because you can tell, like, it's not as foreign as you think. If you've ever been around any of these, like, assholes, like these kind of guys. A lot of guys are like this. I know a few guys that are so deep in their bigotry, they feel like their bigotry has just as equal value or should be held in a safe space just as much as you being okay with being who you are. They see this, they feel like it's the same thing, right? And I don't know how people feel like you expressing hate towards someone who is colored is not the same thing as someone showing appreciation for themselves for being colored or queer and I think the only way that they'd be able to ever know that is if they were colored or if they would just be honest about their sexuality or their sexual capades, and they would be able to see that no, there's never a safe space for bigotry, no matter what your religion is or what your religion teaches. Your religion did not, if you're a Christian, your religion did not teach you to hate gay people. Your mama taught you that. Your daddy taught you that. Your uncle taught you that by hating you for showing any signs of femininity or weakness or softness, right? That was something that was instilled in you when you were a kid. You need to go get help. Do your part. People blocking you is not because they don't allow you to express yourself the same way that they feel like they should be able to. No, baby, you are a bigot. There's no room for you. Go get help. You telling trans kids that they have no place in this world and that their parents should be disgraced for giving you an option to choose who you are sexually. If a child can't tell you how they feel sexually, who can tell you? Like, that's strange. Like, to me, I feel like that's strange. Like, to me, being a gay kid growing up, I did not know sexually, but there were signs. I knew when I told my mom I just didn't feel like the other boys. I had that conversation when I was talking to my friend about it. And that's something that is significant. You know what's going on with your body. You should be able to make choices. Now, do I think that people should be able to make permanent changes? No, but they're not my kids. I don't know. When I have a kid, I don't have kids. If I don't know if I want to look at my 12-year-old and tell him struggling as a feeling like he has to be forced to be something that he's not, and I have the access and the supplies and able to change it for him to make him feel better. Isn't that what you do as a parent?
Are you Peter or are you Patricia? Because we need to figure this out.
If you scratch that, if you're a child, I mean, if you're a parent who does not have this need to, if your need for your child to be happy and safe and mentally well is more important than you not getting snickered at or talked about at the lunch table at work is more important, you know, or your mother's opinion on your parenting is more important, or what your grandmother's going to say, or what your racist father says. I think that that's what's the difference is. If you care that much about what other people think about your parenting or your own, if you have not gotten your own sexual issues out of the way, you'll never be able to parent a queer child. Bringing your own baggage on a child, no matter what it is, whether it's abuse, issues with them in their sexuality, issues with them in their hair texture, issues with them in their crying. Like there's some parents who can't stand kids that cry. Like that's what kids do. You fucking bitch. Like your child. You know, I think something's wrong with my child. My child won't stop crying. I think something's wrong with you, bitch. That's what kids do. You know what I mean? But that's neither here nor there, okay? Elon Musk is using, I don't know how I got onto that, but Elon Musk is using Twitter as a way of evening the playing field where people can feel like they can have a safe space to express themselves, I feel, all around. This is how I view it. I don't think that people should be able to just express themselves all around, but you should not be okay. I think the idea that white people can say racist things at work, and there is a party of people who feel like, well, that's just his opinion. But bitch, we're not talking about opinions. This is not right there. Save that for our journal, right? And this is no time. We don't have go get that motherfucker help. You should make him go to sensitivity training. People should be free to be themselves, especially when they're not hurting other people. Someone choosing to be another gender has shit to do with you. Someone dating someone outside their race has shit to do with you. Now, you have an opinion about it. I had an opinion about it last week. But do I go up to people and tweet them and be like, you only want to be with them because they, no. But again, off a tangent, I feel like Elon Musk is creating an environment where he thinks that it should even the playing field, but the playing field should not be even. I think we need to start, right? Creating an environment where people can get help. If you want to do something, when somebody writes something crazy on Twitter, they should immediately get sent to some link to some mental health facility or something like that, because it's not okay. That's a sign of mental health. If you're attacking a Black woman on Twitter, calling her a nappy-headed bitch, that's not okay. Attacking some 14-year-old boy for wearing a fairy tank top and some booty shorts is not okay. Do you get the difference? Do you get it? I hope I'm making sense. Tap in below, leave a comment below. I think Elon, in his mind, looking at things, is trying to make it an even playing field. So when politics, like political things or politicians are online, they are able to blast their thoughts and it be able to stay online and be able to gain traction, because a lot of people agree with it, sadly. Well, let's talk about real issues that's going on, like people being murdered. People are dying at Publix, bitch, and Kroger's just for coming into a Kroger because y'all don't want to make a decision on gun reform and gun control.
Don't do this to me. Don't do this to me.
Whether they are in boys, twinks, and fucking hoochie daddy shorts, or fucking Black women who have powerful positions and you feel like they need to learn their place, whether they're hillbillies from the mountain, Proud Boys, they can still go into a Kroger and get their face blasted off because you guys would rather police drag queens than police these motherfuckers for having automatic rifles to go pick up bananas and fruit chews.
I can't.
Okay.
Until you have a responsible answer for gun reform, you probably shouldn't be tweeting that Black people are thugs. Leave a comment below if that's making any sense, or if you if you understand what I'm coming from. Again, we're giving away $20 to $200 on the Carmine Cash App contest. For tapping in with me, you have to be a YouTube subscriber. You have to be a Spotify or Apple subscriber. You have to be able to subscribe to the audio and visual podcast. And you also have to tap in with us on Instagram.com/Carmine Davis and Instagram.com/Carmine Davis Show. Leave a comment on Instagram.com/Carmine Davis Show. Double tap, show some love, and you are automatically entered into a drawing. I'm going to put your username in a drawing, and I'm going to open it on next week's show. And I'll announce your name, and I will send you $20 to $200. Easy. Promise. Next week, I'm announcing somebody's name. So tap in. But let's go on to the next hot topic. Okay. Britney Spears. Now, I wanted to talk about this, honey, from lovebescott.com. Britney Spears' lawyers frightened upcoming autobiography could be used against her in divorce court. Okay. Let's get into Britney, honey. Britney Spears just can't catch a break in her personal life despite scripting a very successful career and huge popularity that lately bagged her a massive deal for a tell-all memoir. Fans are chomping at the bit to get a hold of the 41-year-old pop princess's book ahead of its release date on October 24th. However, sources claim Spears' powerhouse attorney, divorce guru Laura Weiser is concerned the manuscript might get leaked post-breakup. When Britney's autobiography had a happy ever after, it told the story of how she found love with Sam and how she viewed him as the one. It was a real-life fairy tale, at least according to the manuscript, a source told RadarOnline.com. Britney's lawyer, Laura Weiser, is frightened that that unpublished manuscript could come out before it is rewritten, and it could be used against her in the divorce. If Britney cheated on Sam and she is telling a vastly different story in her book, it's a disaster. Sam could use that as a leverage to walk away with a much sweeter deal than he ever could have expected. Spousal support, legal fees, a fat hefty payout, and a torn up prenup. The insiders explain, adding the timing of the split to coincide with the biography is an utter disaster. RadarOnline.com has reached out to Weiser for a comment. Asghari allegedly believes that Spears cheated on him with at least one of the staffers who work at their home. He's been telling his friends that he discovered a video of the Baby One More Time singer and the male employee in a compromising position, according to TMZ. The family business actor has reportedly been over their 14 months for a while. The family business actor has reportedly been over their 14-month marriage for a while now, with the source adding that the video is what sealed the deal. There have also been accusations that Spears got violent with her husband earlier this year, allegedly punching him while he was sleeping, which he reportedly claimed resulted in a black eye. RadarOnline.com is told there is no truth behind the accusations that the Gimme More singer's estranged husband threatened to release embarrassing information about Britney if their ironclad prenup is not renegotiated. There are many claims that Sam is challenging the prenup and threatening to exploit his ex-wife with videos. However, all these claims are false, as no negative intention has ever been directed towards her and never will be. Sam has always and will support her, Asghari's rep responded in a statement. Okay. Asghari filed for divorce from Spears on Wednesday. This marks divorce number 2 for the pop icon, but her third failed marriage. Spears divorced Kevin Federline in 2007. Her first marriage to Jason Alexander was annulled just 55 hours after saying "I do" in Las Vegas. Spears' next to be soon husband, I don't like that, broke his silence on their split Thursday. After 6 years of love and commitment to each other, my wife and I have decided to end our journey together. Asghari shared, "We will hold on to the love and support we have for each other, and I wish her the best always." He concluded by stating, "Shit happens. Asking for privacy seems ridiculous. So I will just ask for everyone, including the media, to be kind and thoughtful." Okay, well, I will try to be one of the two. Okay. One, I want to start by saying I am a big Britney Spears fan. So what I'm saying, about Britney, I try to be unbiased as possible, right? I try to be real about it, but I think that's not what people want to do. I think people try not to be real when it comes to Britney for some odd reason. Um, Acting like Britney's situation is different than the bitch down the street. And I've talked about this before. Um, Britney's situation is only different because Britney is Britney Spears, right? Throwing the fact that this is her third divorce is crazy. Or third failed marriage is crazy. Just throwing a little tidbit in there. Bitch, there's bitches that have been in Hollywood that get divorced every year like clockwork. Right. There are bitches who had six or seven fucking divorces. Some Cher and all of them have been through a lot of has Cher been through? Maybe not, but I just threw her in there because I'm thinking about old Hollywood divas. But there are a lot of people who have divorced so much more than Britney. So much more. So I think in Britney's situation, I think it's best for if people really care. Like people, the media tries to pretend like they want to free Britney, but I feel like we need to be mindful and careful about what we say about Britney. And I think that that's a step forward about a lot of women. Period. I think we need to be mindful about what we say. We scream, "Poor Britney." The people are just so unkind to her, and then print over and over again like this is her third failed marriage, or that this is her mental, like it makes her look like she's going through something different than the bitch down the block is going through, right? A lot of us marry assholes. I've never liked Sam. Never liked Sam for Britney. I never liked him. I don't like him. I think maybe it's something about him. Maybe the whole Republican thing maybe turned me off a little bit, like the devout Trump supporter and all that. That always gives me a red flag, not because of politics, but because of the knowledge. I just think, I know probably Britney is, we're from the same Mississippi. She's from Macomb, I'm from Pearl. We're country girls, right? So the thing is like, I feel like I know Britney a little bit, and even though I don't know shit about this girl, but I've known her all my life. She is a figure, an important figure in my life. My new single is completely inspired by her, and she is a huge driving force in my life, right? But I will be real about her, and I feel like I know Britney. And my thoughts about Britney is that yeah, she might pick the wrong guys. Like Sam probably reminded her of boys that she grew up with, them country boys who were proud of America and all this, that, and the other. She probably felt comfort with him. And then the fact that he was into similar things that she was interested in, and he probably played the role really, really well. He just gave me actor, like played actor, like he had a plan. He gives me that he does not have good intentions. I don't know. I know that sounds horrible, you know, relating his Republican viewpoints and his very conservative viewpoints to him being villainous. But I do, it's my show, and I do feel like they go hand in hand. I'm sorry. That was my red flag about it. That's what made me itch right here. Every time I saw her and Sam together, it made me worried. I knew that this wasn't going to last long. I felt like we couldn't trust him. He was someone that you got to kind of watch. And I felt like he was someone who just did not have true well intentions for Britney. I don't feel that way. And I feel like she knew it in the back of her mind, or she knew that there was an idea. That's why that prenup is ironclad. And some just about his spirit. Like, I felt like Britney lost a lot with him in his life. Not really things that I felt like he had much to do with, but I felt like as a man in her life, why were you not doing what you felt like Britney, or making sure Britney did what she had to do to keep those kids in line or keep those kids. Do you know what I'm saying? And I don't know what it's like to be a stepfather. I do know that it's probably sometimes best, especially they've only been together for 14 months, which is crazy because we reported on this. We reported on her wedding with Selena Gomez and Paris Hilton and all that. I feel like that was just yesterday. God, the show is old as fuck. I've been doing this for a really, really long time. But I've always just felt like he was just there. Like he was on every vacation, every hot beach, bikini, reel he could get with her. He did any kind of weird. It just even their content just felt so scripted and forced. And I feel like Britney is the type of woman, like a lot of women who are successful and powerful, who just wants that kind of adoration. They want to feel good. They want a man by their side, honey. You know, he's a good man. He's cute. He probably was sexually on point, even though he looks like he got a little dick. But, you know, whatever. I don't know if that goes with the whole conservative views kind of thing. I don't know. But I just felt like he probably was small, but he probably rocked Britney's, little world. And I also feel like Britney, I mean, the odds of her finding someone who's just not interested in her fame and fortune, or has it in their mind mapped out about how they would deal with Britney's fame and fortune is virtually impossible. She'd probably have to marry fucking Jay-Z, or he's taken, but he would have to marry somebody like that. Like, and I could see how she probably has no interest in that. I don't think this divorce is going to be good. I think it was timed. I felt like Britney was laying next to a snake every night. I just got the vibe. I never liked Sam. Never liked Sam. Leave a comment below if you believe that Sam was genuinely interested in Britney. Do you feel like he was calculative? 14 months sounds like good timing. 14 months to grin and bear all the Britney Spears fiascos, and because I love Britney, but I feel like Britney, just being Britney Spears, is a lot. You know what I mean? Like it's just probably just a lot. And I just felt like he just grit his teeth and just tried to make it to a certain mark. And I think 14 months was it. Prayers for Britney. Leave a comment below. Tap in with us to get in to win $20 to $200 for the Carmine Cash App contest. Why did we come up with that name? I don't know why I came up with that. It's such a tongue twister. The Carmine Cash App contest. Let's move on to the last and final hot topic. This from lovebscott.com. Blacc Chyna details co-parenting relationship with Rob Kardashian and Tyga. Blacc Chyna has nothing but nice things to say about her current co-parenting relationships with exes Rob Kardashian and Tyga. In a new interview with ET's Nichelle Turner, Chyna, whose real name is Angela White, said she's in a good place with both of the fathers of her children. White shares King 10 with rapper and Dream 6 with Kardashian. I feel like with everything, time heals everything, and people change and situations change, and you get to see the situation for what it is. And the situation is Dream, White said of her rocky relationship with Kardashian. And also, too, let's not leave out King and also co-parenting with Michael, Tyga too. With King still, I feel like as long as my kids are good and happy on both sides, that's all I care about as a parent. She continued, my kids are really smart and they have common sense and they're like the sweetest people, like little people. So they're going to be good. Just them in general. I don't ever worry when they go over with their other parents' house because it's like, what are they going to do over there? But I'm like, nah, my kids are good. They're pretty smart. The 35-year-old model also commented on Rob's older sister, Khloe Kardashian's comments about being a third parent to Dream during a July episode of the family's Hulu reality series, The Kardashians. You think, you have to think too, they're so close, Rob and Khloe. So of course, Dream's gonna be like that with True. So you know what I mean? Like White said of her daughter's close relationship with Khloe's 5-year-old daughter. In addition to making an overall lifestyle change from working out and removing facial fillers to strengthening her relationship with God, White is also giving back. The reality TV star has recently teamed up with Katarina's Club, a nonprofit organization run by celebrity chef Bruno Serrato, that provides warm meals, affordable housing assistance, and job training to homeless and low-income families throughout Southern California. It is important to me because I feel like I can bring more light into situations that's literally right underneath our noses. White said of working with the nonprofit. Growing up, I didn't have a silver spoon, and it's a lot of kids that are not privileged to even just have a meal. So I feel like this is really important to bring awareness to our community because a lot of stuff is happening underneath our nose. And if I can be the vessel to shed a light on the situation, then by all means, use me. The Special Forces World's Toughest Test star continued. I'm just really grateful to be a part of this. And I feel like in the past, I probably would have overlooked it. We all know that this is something that's going on, but we're so busy in our lives that we don't want to take time to help to do certain situations, to help the things that are happening in our own community. White added, and when I came across Chef Bruno, I was just like really inspired by his story because it's not about how you start off. It's about continuing to do it and like meaning it from your heart and standing for something and not falling for anything. So for me, it was very touching to even meet up with him and share a kitchen space with someone who's inspiration, not just to me, who's an inspiration, not just to me, but I'm pretty sure that the kids and the parents are too. Okay, I like that story. I don't believe Blac Chyna or Angela White. I I watched that show over there at Zeus.
It's what me. I'm ready to get the fuck ASAP after this shit. Don't do that. Keep playing with me.
All right, bye.
Do it again, bitch. I'm gonna fuck
Get out
you
my
up.
house.
Bye, bitch.
Bye.
I'm gone. I hate you. Boot the ass, bitch.
And didn't that come out like right during the pandemic? I knew because I had time to binge it, or maybe it came out before. Child, I probably was watching that before though. It was so good.
5 days.
You put your hand in my face again, girl.
5 days.
You're going to stretch your ass across this motherfucking kitchen.
It reminded me of an elevated kind of version of what Flavor of Love was to me as a kid. One, her relationship with Tokyo Tony really made me want to work on my relationship with my mom. We're not as bad, but at that particular time, me and my mom's relationship was not the best. But
you better keep your motherfucking hands out my face.
5 days.
Don't touch me no more. You do it again, I'm gonna rock your world in this motherfucker.
So rock it.
So I got that from her. I was inspired. But one thing that stuck out to me was her relationship with everyone around her that worked for her or really couldn't do anything for her. And the way she behaved and the way she treated those people, you just don't unlearn those kind of things. Like growing up, I was a bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like I was a bitch. Like, but in comparison of how Chyna was and how horrible she was with her friend and how horrible she was with her staff and everybody around her, just every producers, her own mother.
I wanted to talk to you because I had been calling you for a week and you just wasn't answering. So I just wanted to know what was going on. I asked you, could you post my business?
And I don't want to post it. I don't have to. I feel like everybody wants me to be obligated to something.
When is the last time you gave me money, Angie?
I just gave you 10, 20,000.
That was last year in September, Angie.
Right, people don't give people money. I don't ask you for shit. You are so ungrateful. Because you're a bum-ass bitch. Have a good day.
Don't make a distraction the main attraction.
Jamal and Treasure think the network Zeus has gotten into my head to make me fall out with Jamal and Treasure and my mother and Freshie and Ashley and whoever else.
So I called the police to help me. Like, y'all are fucking crazy.
Jamal, can you open the door?
The Real Blac Chyna, available now, only on Zeus.
I just feel like you just don't unlearn that overnight. Even with me, the little shit that I used to do, I had to pick at that bit by bit. I'm still in the process of learning. Do I feel like I'm sure she has done some work on herself, I'm sure. But the person she was very calculative. someone who was all about her image, someone who was able, who was willing to think about reinventing herself into this Angela White character. Why can't you just be a better version of yourself, Blacc Chyna? And I think after all those like legal things that she went through and how she went for the Kardashians, I mean, she wanted the socks off them bitches' fucking sweaty ass feet. She wanted everything from them hoes. She used that child to infiltrate. To me, my opinion, this is my show, my opinion, I feel like she used those kids, honey, to infiltrate anybody with something. She picked good partners. And that takes calculation that obviously Britney Spears didn't get. You know, none of us really got. I'm learning that on my own. Picking partners, even trying to adopt with gay men is tough. I was dating this guy at one particular time, and I did choose. I was calculative. I was calculating to choose him. He was 45, right? Very attractive, wealthy man, Black guy. And he lived up here and he had a home here in Alfred. See, I'm just telling my business. I'm gonna talk more about it on the after show. You know, tune in on the after show, patreon.com/Carmine Davis. I'm gonna just give a little bit, but I'm gonna tell y'all all the dirty details on he had a home here in Alfred, a home in Buckhead, right? And I chose him. I have been thinking, not right now, but I have been thinking to myself about building a relationship with someone because I want kids in the future. In the near future, 5 years, right? And I'm like, okay, you know, this nigga ain't got no kids. He's really, really successful. I'm making money now. Like, we'd be really, really good power couple. And we kind of were, you know. He really was kind of interested in what I was doing. I, you know, pretended to give a fuck about what he was doing. And I felt like that's what marriage is all about, right? So one day I was just like, you know, I was in the house cooking. You know, that's how I seduced a child with my chicken tetrazzini, bitch.
It's bad enough to think that your boyfriend is cheating, but with your best friend, it's crazy. I don't know whether to whoop her ass or him. When me and Paul first got together, Dominique couldn't stand Paul. But now she coming to my house, cooking them chicken tetrazzini. Our pie sauce is ready to her cooking. What is it? Do he want her and the chicken tetrazzini?
You know, a nigga come over here and take a bite out of my famous chicken tetrazzini, bitch, and get a little taste of the love below my waist. That nigga, where the fuck a nigga going? Nowhere. But so he was like, you know, I was talking to him about it, and he was like, I was like, you know, I want to adopt. Like, what are your ideas about kids? Now, he gave it up on both sides of the legs, and I'm going to tell more. I'm going to say some of the dirty details for the after show, but because it's a very interesting story. And I was like, you know, would you have like a kid or whatever, blah, blah, blah. And he was like, no, not right now. I got a lot of life to live. I'm like, nigga, you're about to be 50. Like, what more life do you want to live? You don't have no kids, no nothing. Now, red flags were everywhere, right? This nigga used to come around in baggy jeans and a fitted cap. Why did I not know that this nigga was a child? But we'll talk more about that on the after show. Patreon.com/Carmine Davis. I'll talk about it, child. Why not? Why the fuck not? And that's the show. I love you all so very much. Thank you guys for tuning in for another week. Hopefully we don't have upload issues, so you guys won't get this show next week. Make sure you guys also subscribe, rate, and review this podcast, the audio and the visual version of the show. Follow us on Instagram.com/Carmine